Hello, you are welcome to class. Today is our day 5 of our advanced Excel class. My name is Jude Chukwudi Ilobelu, and your consultant as far as data science is concerned and data analytics. We are going to continue building on our knowledge about Excel and how we can be able to engage Excel and get proper understanding. We have been working on generating of using functions to generate answers on solution to Excel questions. We have decided to use the data fluency data and generate question from it and use the logical functions that are available in Excel to sort them and simplify them, and in the process keep us abreast on how you can use Excel as a modern data scientist or a data analyst or a data person to generate important insight. Remember, we are building this work towards a particular determination, a particular target, and we're going to get to that target. So all I need you is to pay attention and practice whatever we have done so that you can become proficient. So we are going to continue using today we are looking at phase 3, which is the data analysis of our work. We have moved from exploration to preparation tasks, and now we are going to analysis tasks. We want to now begin to use the knowledge of what we have had to continue to build and improve. So looking at the phase, the table here is what we are going to use to solve our following other problem. You see, we have countries: Australia, Germany, France, United Kingdom, Canada, Northwest, Northeast, and Southwest. From the region, we are going to see the region. These are regions. We can call them country, but they are regions. Now, we create a tabulation of sum of revenue by country and gender. So we are tabulating, and we are looking at sum, the total sum of revenue. We are looking at it by country and by gender. So let's go to our table quickly without wasting time to see how the question will be addressed before we come back to solve it. So see, we have region. So we can call it region. We may decide to ignore the name country. Sometimes it comes that way. In the question, I will always say we use our mind to work with our mind as we are looking at our work. So when we come here, we can click on this arrow, small arrow pointing down, just like a filter. It can give us a glance of what we have. See, we have all the countries or the region that has been so identified. Australia occupying 24.5%. If you are using WPS tool in your system, it will help you to do this further analysis. Canada 14%, Central less than 1%, France 88.8%, Germany 8.9%, Northwest, Southwest, amongst others. So we'll have all this in our work. So let's click OK. Now we'll go back again and look at what we are asked to do. So what were we asked to do? Let's go down. Want to see, let's also recreate this. We can call it, can change it to region by gender so that we don't get confused. Region by gender, and we can also come here, call it region, so that will be on the same page. Excuse me. So want to see the sum of revenue by region and gender. So we're looking at what is revenue for a particular region based on whether the revenue is coming from the male or female. That is what the question is asking us to do. So first of all, male and female, what is the revenue? So for us to do that, we'll come first, go back to the table, watch closely what we're going to do because it involves some manipulation. We'll go to we're looking at two columns, the column, the gender table, and the region table column. That is what we are going to look at. Okay, now you see we have gender here, and when we click on the gender in general, we tell you that we have more male than female. Okay, so we decide whether to finish answering the question from male, then we'll now go to the female, or we'll take it country or region by region. That is another decision we should think of making. So it's possible maybe we just work on male first, after that we'll go to female. That will make it easier. Okay, so we'll go back and look at the gender once again. So when we get to the gender, we'll come over here and click on it, deselect everything and just select just the male. That's the first step, because remember we are only looking at what is coming from the male now. So you click OK. So if you look down here, you see that you have 9,493 rows of 17,422 record found. We decided to reduce it. So that is what we have done there. Okay. So after that, the next thing to do is to go to the first region that is indicated there, which is Australia, and we go again. We go to region and also click on region, and we deselect and pick only Australia, since our area of interest is Australia, and we click OK. So if you look down again, you see that our data has reduced, our record or row has reduced to 2,347, and that is where our work is targeted. So we are looking at the revenue of the male in Australia. So let's try out something to see what it will give us. So we can come over here and now if you see that we are now looking for whatever it is that we have been doing for some time. The reason is that as we are cutting the rows and revenue, they will disappear. But don't be dismayed with respect to that. There's two ways you can be able to sort that out. The first way is for you to first of all come back again. You can copy it out and put it in a different sheet, then later bring it back. Or you can look for a pen and paper. You can look for a pen and paper and be writing out the answers as they are coming, so that when you finish you can now go ahead and now write it out. So that is what we are going to do, so that we don't mumble too much. So we'll now go to our table, just pick anywhere arbitrary. You can say equal to, we're looking at the sum for the revenue, sum of the revenue for male in Australia, So we'll now say sum and click on the sum function. And the sum function, say we're trying something, let's see what it will give us. Then you go to the revenue and click on the revenue and see if it will give you just the revenue for Australia or it will give you revenue for everything. So we're just trying something. So that is the argument here. Then you click enter. You see it is giving us revenue for everything. So this may not work. It will definitely not work. So the thing is that what then do we do to be able to get the values for this segmented demands? Now we are not just looking at Australia as a country, we are looking at Australia, and we're looking at Australia from the revenue generated by the mail. So what we are going to do is very, very simple. So we'll clean up this, we'll remove it. Now remember that our work, we are looking at the subsection now. We're not looking at everything. So we're still going to go back and use an important function, and that function is subtotal. See it here. Click on subtotal. So when you click on subtotal, it will produce arguments. And the argument we are looking at here is we are summing that fraction. And the summing is, because you have average, you have count A, maximum, and the rest, even among those figures that we're just trying to segregate. But we're looking at the sum. So you click on the sum, you see we have 9. So click on it. What will come up there is 9. 9 is telling us that the sub is total of the sub. So the next is a function number. Then you will now put your comma. Then you go to your reference one or the case may be. So when you have done this, you now go to the revenue again. So we want to sub based on that. So we'll now come and click shift control down. So we can now close it. So you see that it has given us the total for just the sub, and the sub we have just gotten is for Australia May, and the value is 3,591,188. 3,591,188. So that is how we can be able to generate the values. So we'll continue to fill it in that manner until we finish the work. So the next thing we want to do now is to go again to our work. We now look at the next is Australia. Australia mail. So we're going to look at other country too. Just the male first before we now go to the female. So we can come up and go to the region, open it again. We have seen Australia. Let's go to Canada now, and we'll remove Australia. So let us see for Canada. The next one we're looking for now is Canada, and it's male. So we'll go again, go anywhere, and we'll just put up equal to. When we finish, always let's clean it so that you don't mud it up. By the time we finish and the whole value comes up, we may have issue with it. So once we finish, we get the answer, we'll write it out, we clean it up. Later we'll now put it back. So We're looking at Canada mail. So you come again, you now put subtotal, and you go again and put your sum, put your comma, and you go to revenue. You go to revenue and you sum the revenue. Shift Control down and you click enter. It will give you 61239.9103. Okay, so we go again and we'll remove this so that it don't interfere with our work. We go to the region again. Yes, go to our region. We are done with mail in Canada. So go to Central and we'll remove Canada. And we'll click OK. This is very small. But for the sake of calculation, we still follow the same procedure. You can even come here and do under the revenue and do equal sub total and put our equal to, put a comma and do shift control down and put enter to give us $199. So that is central 199. So we'll remove it again and we'll come to the region and go to France. So this is how we will continue until we're able to finish all our work. I will not continue in that. I will just do France, then I will now fast forward and give us the value for the table. Then we can now continue to save time. So for France, we go again. We'll put our equal to, put our subtotal, put our sum because we're calculating the sum, put the comma, go to the revenue, shift control down and enter. It will give us this for France 1080437.347. Okay, so maybe you take a cup of coffee or you go out and stretch yourself. In the next few minutes we should be able to be getting the answer. Okay, so we have been able to go through it one by one to get our figures. So we have gotten our values for the male and for female. So to get the total, when is grand total, come to home and modern it, put it right. We can now sum it, our usual sum. Enter, give us value, and here too equal to sum give us the value. We can tick in it, can also get the total for each continent by coming here to also do the sentence sum. And we can even do give us the value go to, if we have gotten this for instance, we can also come here and auto populate and get our values. We can also tick in it, don't need to follow one by one. So that it's also come and format our work here. Remember our idea of formatting. You can take in the borders, can pick up this, change the background, can also come here and then it's also taking the border here, can do the same here too, taking the border. Okay, so this is our total and the values for answering the question of creating a tabulation of sum of revenue by country and gender. So we can see that Australia is the total revenue, this is Germany total revenue, and this revenue is disaggregated by gender and by gender and the sum. You can also pick the align it to the center. Okay. So what is our question again? The next question is to work on age band. Want to see the revenue that is accruable based on age band. We can also do that. Just as we have just finished what was given to us now. We want to see which category of buyers it is actually impacting on our sales. So to do that, we can also go again to, we can disaggregate based on this age band and now use our subtotal to also get their values. So we can go ahead and go to the table again. This is our age band is this, so go to age band here, open it up and deselect and just select maybe the adult. You can see that we don't have early years, So early years is already zero revenue. So take note of that. Maybe the next one is young adult. A young adult is from age 0, 20 to 34. And from this again, young adult is also 0. That means people of between ages 0 to 34 are not customers to this market. That is what it's telling us. Okay, we can see that we have young adult here. It was arranged in alphabetical order. Okay, so we have young adults. 1.7% of our market belongs to them. We want to see what is the worth of that 1.7%. We also have adult. We have 44.5% of the adult also in the market. That's quite high. Then we have the seniors 38% and elderly 15.5%. So we only have early years absent from this our work. If we want to see, we start with the young adult. So click on young adult, click OK. We'll bring our pen once again to take note of our proceeding. So for the young adults, we go again. So what do we have for young adults? We can come here to click equal to, then we use subtotal. What are we do? We are summing. So click on this, put up our comma, and now go to our young adult and then shift control down and enter. Young adult is giving me 0. How comes? Something is wrong somewhere. Let's remove it. Oh. Even from here we can see that our young adult is 299. So we have to calculate again. Let's use here equal to subtotal equal to subtotal. We are summing. Our argument is comma first, then the reference is age band, we enter. Oh, something's wrong somewhere. How do we settle that? Let's go again. Maybe let me remove this and insert it again. Go to sub. Looking for sum. Let me follow this side. See. Let me look for the other one first. We'll come back to this. This second of our work, we Let's deselect young adult and take adult and enter. Equal to subtotal we are summing it, and the argument is the function number, which is 9, then the reference is here. Shift Control down and enter. So we have an issue here. I want to understand what the issue is. But even if having that issue, it may be possibly a lot of issue may have caused that. But aside of it, you can also, okay, now we understood where the problem is. So let's go back now and get our answer correct. Remember, the question is, let's look at the question again. Let's close this so that we can see the question properly, and we can now attack it frontally. Okay, let's go back again and look at the question. Now, you might have been wondering what has been happening, and you also be in confusion. So you don't need to be in confusion. Let me put you through what this is the problem that most students make. You want to make analysis and you are doing it in a wrong place, so you will never get the right answer. That is why it is called science. Your answer must be on the right perspective for you to get what you are looking for. Remember, our work is revenue. We only encounter this to select where our revenue should be calculated. That is why our subtotal did not work. It's as simple as that. So having gotten that at the back of our mind, let's now go and attack this simple question and get victory, and we continue in our work. So what do? You come to the age band, pick up your, deselect everything, pick your young adult and click OK. Now you have picked your young adult. That is what we have here. So we want to see the revenue coming from the young adult. So you now go to what? The revenue. You go to your revenue, and now you now put your cursor here, and but before then you have to put up your function so that you know what you are doing. Function, you say equal to, then subtotal, and you're looking at the sum, which is this. You put your comma, then you now go to your revenue step by step. Go to your revenue and click on it, shift control down, and you put enter. So your revenue is 50 508 494.6064. This is for young adult. Okay, so you can clean it up. So we'll come again to our age band and take the next in line, which is the adult. I will remove the young adult and click OK. So we'll come again, we'll do our sum equal to subtotal. So now we want to calculate the revenue that comes from the adult class. So go again to revenue column in order to carry out our assignment. So the revenue, shift control down, enter, it will give you a value for adult, which is 100,25636.61. Okay, so we'll clean it again so that doesn't interfere in our work. We'll go again to our age band again one more time. I will click on the seniors. I will remove the adults. I will click OK. So we'll come out and perform our calculation function subtotal sum. You put your comma and you go to revenue and click on the shift control down and enter. Just giving us a value 794,818.3.539. Okay, so we'll go to the last, which is the elderly. So come again to the age band and click on the elderly and remove the seniors and click OK. Now we'll come to our formula again. Say equal to subtotal sum, go to revenue, shift control down and enter. So we'll have a figure 328,2313.89. Okay, so clean it. So we'll come now and bring our work back to, we'll remove the filtering so that everything will appear again, and we'll click OK. So we can now go and populate our answer. So we can now fill in the answer. So for the early age, we have 0. The next is young adult 508,494.6064. Now for the adult 100,25636.61. For the seniors 794,818.539. And for the elderly 328,2313.89. So this is for the senior. You can also check for the total. You can say is equal to sum can start from revenue. It will always ignore the text function. This value, something is missing. Something is missing. Young adults 508 494 point. Adult 100 25636 100 10025 636. Seniors 798 183. Let me finish this again. This is 798 183.539. Okay, 328 328 2113 328 2313. This is the figure, but it's not correct. We will have to go again and look at it, but it's not in this class. So I also implore you to do that. But let me format our work first of all. Combine it. So we'll look at it again and make necessary correction. We expect our value to be on the same terrain with the total that we have seen so far. So we'll do that and get back to us. But so far so good. This is how we can be able to generate and calculate using the functions in order to make our work easier and better. So what is left for us here is to answer the question for stage 4 or phase 4 as the case may be. Phase 4 data visualization. So that will be answering in our next class as we introduce a new topic and continue to build on our Excel proficiency. So I will leave you to look at this once again. Look at it once again. You can shut me up and possibly screenshot your very answer and send to me. Let's look at it together to see if you are following through, or maybe I've made a mistake. And it's always good you point out the correction, but try and do that so that we can be on the same page and we'll continue to strive. I will be stopping here today. In the next class, we are going to look at the data visualization. We are basically going to do that using the pivot table, pivot chart to visualize this data. And if you are a fast student, you will begin to do that even before you watch the video for class 5. For the trends or the charts that we have shown below, we have been able to do justice to some of them. We have been able to show line charts. I will work on area chart. I have not been able to do area chart yet with us. We have touched bar chart and column chart. Remember our quick analysis. We have done bubble chart, bar chart. I have not done bar chart. Pie chart. Bar chart is repeating itself here. It's the same thing. So we'll just clean it. And column chart. But okay, looking at relationship, that is why it's there. We have scatter plot, we have histogram. We're also going to see histogram. I've not done histogram. It's there on our insert. You can be able to manipulate it in our insert. This should be histogram. So we can be able to use it to work. So we can also find time and do waterfall and then funnel chart with us. So now we are able to cover much in terms of charting, but we are building up our work. We are moving away from this to more technical and tactical aspects of Excel. Remember, we have not touched on macros, we have not touched on VBA, and we intend to do all that so that you become much more equipped when it comes to Excel assignment and visualization. We're also going to look at Power Query. I've talked about Power Query. We'll come to see that. And as we meet in our next class, I pray and hope you'll be studying and practicing the ones you have done to become proficient. So I will leave in your space now. May knowledge be with you. Have a wonderful day. In case you need our assistance, send up a chat through our WhatsApp or through email. Don't forget to put your code. It is your code that enables us to attend to you. Thank you and God bless. Bye bye.
In today's world, data is the new gold. Data scientists unlock insights from raw information. They use statistical methods to analyze trends. Data analysts convert data into visual stories. By creating dashboards, they help organizations make informed decisions. Machine learning models can predict future outcomes. They identify patterns that aren't visible to the naked eye. Data cleaning ensures accuracy in analysis. Collaboration across departments enhances data insights. They utilize programming languages like Python and R for analysis. Cloud computing resources expand their capabilities. With big data, they tackle complex challenges across industries. Ethics in data science ensures responsible use of information. The future of data science looks bright with endless possibilities.